It's a cold, foggy morning inside the Mau forest at Enusupukia, where we find freshly felled trees. This is podo, an indigenous hardwood which takes about 60 years to mature. Indeed, our journey into the Mau forest brings us face to face with the harsh and grim reality that is threatening to wipe out the lifeline of millions of people. Tired donkeys are busy ferrying the hardwood of this precious yet endangered podo tree from the Enusupuke side of the Mau forest.
Sasa mimi natoka Msuni hapa Bauti, sasa mimi napeleka hapo Maera. Sasa alafu nikisha peleka sasa mimi nalipo pesa yangu binaenda.
Judging from their reaction and suspicion when they see any strange vehicle approaching, one can clearly tell that they are aware they are engaging in illegal business. This lends credence to the wisdom that a guilty conscience needs no accuser. 15 years after people were evicted from what the Narok County Council calls trust land, the government made no serious effort to rehabilitate the forest. Indeed, herdsmen got a playing field to graze their goats, giving no room for the natural succession of what would have redeemed the Ministry of Environment.
Hii miti yalikatwa zaidi ya 20 years aliyopita. Nyingi hata ile moja moja sasa inamea, watu wanakuja, wanakatakata, wanashukua. Ni kama watu walirekea, hata unaona wale wengi kama hawa ambayo sahi bado analimalima. Kwa hivyo tunaona kama uharibifu ya msito, tunataka kwame hata mtu kupatikana katika hii msito, hata bari ya sisi kama council awekwe kabisa na askari yetu anze kuingia hii bari ambayo iko Ngogoti.
Any of the evictees who left Enusupukia at 1 year old is currently 15 years and probably in high school. But what much is there to show for it? 15 years down the line, plenty of tree stumps and plenty of green grassland. So, where does the buck stop?
It doesn't follow always that whenever you stop farming the forest land, that you must grow trees there. Because natural regeneration is also one form of rehabilitation of an area. Because then you are allowing the seeds of the indigenous trees to take root there and colonize that area, and through the natural succession, you are able to get a true species of trees and plants that are appropriate for that area. However, in order to enhance recovery of the area, it's always advisable to do some tree planting in order to give it a faster growth and to increase the coverage of that area.
The Mau forest spans an area of over 400,000 hectares and strands both Narok South and North constituencies in the heartland of Narok district. It borders Transmara to the west and Chepalungu and Bomet in Kericho district to the north. It is the source of 12 rivers, which are the lifeline of not only communities in Kenya, but also other people living in Africa like Uganda and Egypt. The area has rich fertile soil, highly productive in maize, potatoes and wheat in the lowland. On the Narok side, many people have bought land at the foot of the forest where they engage in farming. With such fertile land and beautiful wheat plantations, the desire to excise more forests and turn it into productive plantations such as these is irresistible. One side of the Mau complex is government forest, while the Narok County Council, as a trust land, owns the other side. The government side of the forest appears intact with an abundance of green indigenous trees, just like God intended them to be. On the side owned by the council, destruction and encroachment is all too evident. The once thick forest has been brought down, trees replaced with plantations and settlements. The problem of the Mau complex is as complex as the forest itself, and talking to the ordinary people on the ground, one can only sympathize and wonder why the rich and mighty can take advantage of their people and have no feelings for the country at large.
Wakati tuliponunua hakuna ya kusema hapa ni msitu. Nilinunua shamba, nilifanya search miaka miwili. Wakati nilipofanya search, nikaona title ni sawa, ni kama ile wengine ya Kenya msema. nikakubali kununua shamba. Baada ya hiyo akaanza tena kusema watu wamefahamia msitu wa serikali. Sasa nikashindwa, msitu iko wapi? Na wakati alipouza ni shamba.
Juzi sisi anakuja kuchoma sisi, anasema ondokeni. Sasa niondoke wapi na imemaliza shamba nyumbani? Niliuza nyumbani kumaliza, alafu nakuja nunua hapa sababu mimi nataka shamba iwe kubwa kushinda ile ilikuwa mimi nanunua nyumbani, niliuza nyumbani. Sasa hakuna mahali sisi naenda, watoto imeenda, manyumba imeungua wote. Sisi na hakuna mahali sisi naishi, na sisi iko haki kuishi shamba.
Flipping through the pages of the Ndongo report, it is akin to going through the who is who book of the ruling elite who are the first beneficiaries of the forest before cunningly vesting it into unsuspecting people now faced with eviction after the rich took off with the loot. The exactions and widespread encroachment have led to destruction of nearly a quarter of the Mau forest in a span of 15 years. Settlers have cut down trees to pave way for crops, oblivious of the repercussions of the environment degradation. The country is at the crossroads and an urgent decision should be made. A careful balancing act between pleasing a few people for a few years and rendering the whole country dependent on food after desertification. After environmentalists raised the red flag of what the situation will be like 20 years to come, the government declared the Mau issue a national crisis.